Welcome back to Voices at the Table, a podcast from Women in Americold where we amplify the voices, experiences, and leadership journeys from women across the organization and the industry. We'll talk about the moments that have shaped us, how learning shows up in our everyday lives, and what it means to bring our authentic selves to work and in leadership. I'm so excited to be joined by two incredible leaders that came all the way from Australia and England. Sam and Angelica, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks, Angela, for having us.
Thank you for having us. We're very excited to be here today.
No matter where we are in our lives, we're constantly learning. What's something right now that you're currently learning personally or professionally?
Mine is probably to listen more than I talk. And it's a hard thing to do. It's really important to listen and to get a wide variety of views and a lot of information from the business, before I decide on a course of action or a recommendation for the business as well. Not only at work, but also at home, like with my family, with my teenagers. You have to listen as much as you talk, as much as you ask them to do things. You have to listen to their point of view, and I think I'm learning that at work as well.
I am still learning. Growth comes usually while we're still figuring things out. Mm-hmm. So I learned that if I had a dream and if I want to achieve anything, I don't need to be ready. Just take the chance.
That's so true, and especially for women, I think sometimes who are early on in their career, if there's a door that's open, if there's an opportunity there, just take it. You'll figure it out.
How do your personal passions and interests help you show up better in your day-to-day life?
I'm a salsa dancer, only socially. When we dance, we have to listen, we have to adapt, allowed to be led, respond in real time. Mm-hmm. So this keeps me well-grounded and mentally clear. When I am sad, I dance. When I'm happy, I dance.
I know you, Sam, also has a creative outlet. Can you speak more about that?
Well, I've got a pretty full life outside of work with three teenagers, so carving out some time and some interest for yourself, it is really important. I can't dance. I definitely can't. I'm not a salsa dancer. That's never going to happen for me.
Well, and I'm not that creative as you are.
But it is interesting how you find a bit more of that, when you go looking for things or when things just fall into your lap, you realise you do have a little bit of a creative spark about you. So one thing I have taken up over time is doing ceramics, which has been really exciting. I've really enjoyed it because it's so absorbing that there is absolutely no way I could possibly think about work while I'm trying to, make a dinner plate or a mug or something like that, because it will just go haywire. I also really enjoy volunteering, so I've spent some time working in not-for-profits. Having those diverse interests, it just keeps you grounded, it keeps you, away from the constant lists that you can make in your head.
Why is it important to keep stretching yourself?
Well, I believe that growth came only when I felt uncomfortable. Every single time I stretched myself, every single time I found myself in a position where I thought that I'm going over my limits, I realized that I did grow and I did develop.
What are some lessons you learned that were really difficult or you learned in a meaningful way?
So one of the most meaningful lessons that I learned in my career is that performance alone does not build a career. Relationships do. Earlier on in my career, I focused on being competent, on being well-prepared, and on delivering results. And by all means, this is very important, it's critically important. But what truly shaped my career was understanding how trust is built over time through consistency. And that shift changed how I approached my customers, how I approached my colleagues, and also leadership. Because when we invest in relationships as intentionally as we invest in outcomes, people will remember how we make them feel, not just the results that we have delivered.
I think for me, earlier in my career, I had a tendency to be quite impatient. Like you want to get a contract done, you want to get a deal done and get through that as quickly as possible. And it's taken me a long time to realise and learn that going slow actually helps you go faster and be more efficient. So being disciplined, being patient, understanding what's important for your counterparty, for your customer, for your internal stakeholders. Mm-hmm. And once you have more of that knowledge and more of that information, you can actually move through your work a lot quicker because you understand what's needed. So I think I've learnt to really slow down and sort of go slow to go fast is a real mantra of mine these days.
So we have a game on this podcast that we like to call Brain Freeze. It'll be a speed round with rapid fire questions. Okay, so Sam, early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Early bird.
But I live with a night owl, which is problematic.
A skill you want to learn next?
Playing a piano.
Okay. Sweet or savory, Sam?
Preferably both at the same time.
You have to okay, fine.
You know, like salty sweet.
That's true. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Tea. Sam, one word to describe your current season of life?
Content.
Content. Oh, that's an awesome word. Introvert or extrovert?
Extrovert.
Extrovert. Sam, a place that inspires you?
Anywhere in the wilderness. We like to do a lot of hiking, you know, on family trips. And so being out in nature and being quite really remote is, I find that really inspiring.
Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Cats. How about favorite food, Sam?
Cheese.
Jeez.
Yeah, any kind.
How do you recharge after a long week, Angelico?
Dancing.
Dancing. Of course. Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
A small daily ritual you swear by. Do you have one?
Affirmations.
Affirmations. Yay! Thank you so much for sharing your stories, lessons you've learned, and lessons you're still learning.
Our pleasure. Thanks for having us, Angela.
And thank you, Sam. Thank you, Angela. The pleasure was all ours.
Conversations like this remind us that growth isn't linear and that authenticity, balance, and learning is continuous and looks different for everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today.